Alright guys, so today in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Lizard figure from Spider-Man No Way Home, and this is a Amazon exclusive, and I'll leave a link to this figure in the description if you decide to pick him up. So we'll quickly look at him. So here's him in the package. So you got the Spider-Man No Way Home logo at the bottom. Here on the side we got a little bit of that concept art there. Same thing on the back, and a description of the figure if you want to read that. Same artwork there, Marvel Legends logo at the bottom. On the top we have the Spider-Man logo there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get him open and check him out. Alright, so this is him out of the packaging. So he comes with his tail, which just plugs on the back. I'll show you here in a second. He has the two different heads, so just sort of the normal stoic head sculpt, and then the one where he's screaming or growling or whatever. And then he has two open sort of clawing hands, and out of the package he comes with one fisted hand over here and then sort of a curled claw hand. I do wish I always hate when they don't give us sets of hands. So like we have a fisted hand over here, but we don't have another fisted hand to go on this side. So I wish they would have made this one a fisted hand, because we have the two open clawing hands. That's just a pet peeve of mine. If we don't have sets of hands, we have mixed and matched hands. That sort of gets a little frustrating. So this is considered a deluxe figure, I believe. So I bought it on Amazon around $35, and I waited a little while to buy this figure because I was hoping it would go down in price a little bit, sort of like the Electro figure did, but it hasn't so far, so I just went ahead and bought him. He's a pretty cool figure. He's a lot taller than I thought he would be. Here, I'll bring out the tape measure. Oh, so he's a little crouched over, but he's about 7.5 inches tall, so a little bit taller than I thought he would be. We'll go ahead and put his tail on. So he's just got like this little stub out there, and it has an opening here so it can go up and down. Let's see how this works here. Just stick it on there. There we go. He's got a long tail. I don't know that it's a bendy wire. No, it's just a sculpted tail. That would have been pretty cool if they would have made this a bendy wire tail so that you could actually curl it up and stuff. Because it's sort of hard to display them with that long tail sticking out like that. You gotta like stick it way down here or something. Because having it sticking out like that, it takes up a lot of space like that. So maybe stick it way down here or something, so it's out of the way. I don't know. So we'll stick them like this for right now. And so this body, I believe, is pretty similar to the same lizard figure they released in 2012, I think it was, for the Amazing Spider-Man movie. But they have updated it. It's all pinless, has some pretty good detail in it, and definitely the head sculpts definitely improve this figure, especially this one with the growling or whatever he's doing, screeching. Looks pretty cool. So we're going to take out this fisted hand and put it in the clawing hands because they look cooler. So you guys can see that. Alright, we'll go ahead and take a closer look at him. The head sculpt is probably the highlight, definitely this one here. I've never really liked how the nose looked, but that's accurate to the movie, but to me it doesn't look that great as far as the design, but it does look accurate to the movie. A lot of nice detailing here, all the little scales and everything. The paint looks pretty good too throughout. I like all the little veins, or I guess that's veins, or like the skin. Looks really cool throughout there. And all pinless, which is nice. Looks pretty good. I really like all the detail. And the pinless looks good. Got sort of the claws on the feet there. It looks pretty solid. And the tail. You can rotate it just because it's on that peg there. But it doesn't go side to side or anything. You can sort of bend it, but it doesn't really stick. It just goes up and down like that. The back here, this part doesn't look the greatest with this sort of piece on there. There's quite a bit of a gap right there on the head. You can sort of see it. There's quite a bit of a gap there. It sort of sits on there a little weird, but not too bad, I guess. So you got this head. I'll show you the other one real quick on there. Just sort of this stoic, normal head. And he's sort of smiling. Sort of like the part where he's talking about how MJ can't be Peter Parker's girlfriend. It's like, that can't be his girlfriend, no way. Sort of the more smiling, smirking type of look there. That one's not too bad. I like the other one though better. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Alright. We'll take a quick look at these hands. These are the ones that originally came on it. So just the fisted hand there and the sort of curled claw hand. And one thing I did want to mention is sort of on the front, you can see a lot of different gradients. So you see sort of the darker green, lighter striped green up here. And then the tan type color sort of bleeds in or blends in a little bit with it, which is a nice touch. Even down here you can sort of see the dark and lighter greens. So that's pretty nice. But, however, on most figures we come to the back and it's pretty much just all dark green. The tail looks like it has a little bit of a gradient towards the tip, but I can't really tell for sure. Which obviously it has the tan on the bottom, but yeah, it's still pretty cool looking figure with all the detail and everything on there, with all the scales. And of course we had to bring in Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man next to him, and they look pretty good. And of course this is, well, these are both No Way Home, but this is his Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit versus his Amazing Spider-Man 1, which I hope Hasbro does at some point. Would be really cool. So we can have these two sort of going against each other like they did in the first Amazing Spider-Man, even though they did go against each other in No Way Home like this. So it's still pretty cool to have both these characters. And then we'll have the 3 Spider-Mans next to him. He's pretty tall, which these are sort of in a different stance, so if they're standing straight up they'd be a little bit taller. Like he's almost standing straight up, but he's a lot taller than I thought he was going to be. But that's him with the 3 Spider-Mans from No Way Home. Okay, so here's him with all the other No Way Home villains, except for Sandman, which I do have, and I'll be doing a review on him shortly too. And I threw in Venom. He's about the exact same size as Venom as far as height and even build. He's not quite as big, but about the same size as Venom, I would say. So that's pretty cool there to have Spider-Man villains. Doc Ock back here, he's not wanting to stand up, so he's just sort of leaning. And then we'll sit the Spider-Mans in here too, so we can see all the villains and the Spider-Mans. There we go. That is a pretty cool setup though. And I'll show you Sandman once I do a review on him. I just got him as well, so I'll be doing a review on that figure in the next couple days probably. So yeah, they look pretty cool there. Almost all the No Way Home figures there. Alright, so for his articulation, let's see here. He can look down quite a bit, but there's a weird gap back here on the head. He can look up a pretty decent amount. We do have some head tilt, which is pretty good. This neck piece does rotate. Rotates all the way around. Has sort of a weird gap there. And then goes back and forth there. But it doesn't not go to side to side. Arms go up a little further than 90 degrees, so that's pretty good. He has some pretty good articulation, really. Bicep swivels, double jointed pinless elbows, and all of his hands have the standard horizontal hinge. Let's see, we have a diaphragm diaphragm cut. So let's see, he can lean side to side pretty good. Back, really, he can't really go back much at all. Forward, he can go forward quite a bit. Let's see here. So he can kick forward. Not too bad. Then we have the upper thigh cuts here. Double jointed pinless knees. Pretty good there. And let's see. So for the feet, he sort of curves down a little bit. But the foot goes up a little, down quite a ways, and it does rotate. Have some pivot there. And as for the tail, you can't go side to side. It would have been cool if they would have had a bendy wire tail. That would have been pretty cool. But it does go down, so that can help sort of if you're having trouble having him stand up. He can sort of lean back on his tail a little bit. And then it goes up about where it's level. It doesn't go up much more past that. But I'm glad it goes down because that does help with keeping him standing. And you can rotate it around because it's just on a peg in there. So overall with this figure, I do like it quite a bit, and I'm glad that we have the two different head sculpts, especially the one with the open mouth. It looks really cool. Out of all the No Way Home villains, I think Lizard was my least favorite, but I actually like this figure quite a bit. As far as the figures go, it's probably right in the middle somewhere of the No Way Home villains. He's pretty cool. I really don't have very many complaints on him. He looks a lot better in hand, honestly, than I thought he would look when I was looking at the renders and everything. And yeah, I do wish we would have gotten a little more paint on the back, but that is pretty standard with most Marvel Legends nowadays. We don't get much paint on the back, but what we do get on the front is really good. I really like all the details in the veins, or sort of the skin looks really good, and all the scales looks really, really good. So yeah, he's a pretty cool figure, and now we finally have all the No Way Home villains in Marvel Legends form. This is the last one that they made. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. And I will leave a link to this figure in the description if you decide to pick him up. He is a Amazon exclusive, and I did wait a little bit to buy this figure because I was hoping he would go down in price a little bit before I bought him, sort of like Electro did, but he hasn't went down in price yet. He's still at $35, but I thought I would go ahead and just buy him. Probably my biggest complaint is I wish we would have gotten two fisted hands instead of just the one, but I mean, honestly, that's not a huge deal to me. But the head sculpts look really, really good, so I'm really happy with that. And I'm just happy to have all the No Way Home villains now in Marvel Legends form. And so I just got the Sandman Spider or No Way Home figure. So I'll be doing a review on that one here shortly. Even though that figure's been out for quite a while, I thought I would go ahead and review it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this figure and which Marvel Legends No Way Home villain figure is your favorite, and which one was your favorite in the movie. For me, the favorite in the movie and the figure would be between Green Goblin and Doc Ock. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.